say, let's put MU today's opening price, and let's see. Maybe we get a big reversal. MU. Let's see if that happens. All right, MU is going to be there in the top 5.
Opening
all right,
price,
and then we got VKTX. We got to talk about, and I'm going to keep it short today. Maybe we're just going to talk about RTX, VKTX, and throw MU there in the top 3. Oh, we got to keep Evolve up there with that. Okay, here we go. So VKTX. So I have a lot of information out on this already. I got a long voice note. If you haven't listened to it, if you're new to the community, I said a bunch of people joined the community last night and this morning. You can go and check it. You should have access to the history here. So if you go into Trading Lounge, and you scroll up, or you could just go up there and search for VKTX. You'll see a nice little voice note somewhere in there. There's a nice little voice note on it. More importantly, our 4 pillar picks gave you an update on VKTX. It hit our target last night. So the original VKTX trade idea, here we go, was right there. Where'd it go? Original VKT, come on, Discord, where is it? VKTX, here we go. No, that's VTSI. All right, ready? Let's do it together. VKTX idea, all right? So our original idea 15 days ago, there we go. We gave you a target of 61.50. All right. Well, target, hold on, current price 54, target 58.26, 58.26 and 61.50. All right. So we hit 58.26 at least last night. So I put out a new trade idea on this, new 4 pillar pick idea on this, upping the targets. My targets now are 63.15 to 82, 63.15 to 82 with a $57 support. Is what wow, look how great that 57 support held. That 57 support is just beautiful here. 57 support comes from the some candle support right there at this candle. See this? The top of this gap is 56.75, and then the 50 DMA is 57. Beautiful area. With this fundamental news, and the news is they're skipping the GLP-1, skipping phase 2B, going right to phase 3. This was unexpected. Okay, number 1. Remember that. Unexpected. Market didn't expect that. And they are now the only GLP-1 in development in phase 3. And they're the best in class. And I'm sorry, the shorts are wrong. Bears are wrong. Everyone's been wrong. This thing is getting bought out for $100 to $150 by January. That's been my prediction since forever. All right. Well, since this big jump over here, okay, in February. And I'm sticking with that. Okay. In the trade idea today, very important. I said, do not use stop losses on this trade. Do not use stop losses. Okay. Mention this. There's also a gap in 50 DMA resistance of 57, which should now act as support. Any move towards or below 57 should be bought. Do not use stop losses. That's one of the big differences between our. All right. We don't let price lead. We let the information lead. All right. The technicals are created by people like us who are analyzing the catalyst, interpreting what's the impact of the catalyst on sentiment, what's the impact of the catalyst on fundamentals. And we create the technical supports and resistances. Us, along with hedge fund managers, institutional investors, we're creating it. So we're ahead of the technical traders. So we don't care if technical traders make a wrong move, someone fat finger error, some hedge fund wants to liquidate for whatever reason, right? So it goes below support. We don't care about that. All right. We're analyzing this catalyst, and we have confidence and conviction that this 57 is going to be a new support level. So it's a gap and go. I don't think we're ever going to be filling, well, unless there's bad data in like November or something, but in the intermediate period, we're not going to be filling this gap here at $52. Okay. If we do today, like I said in the note card, we go below 57, don't use a stop loss, buy. That'll be like a V-shaped kind of thing. You never know. And then we close over 57. Okay. 57, line in the sand. Your new support target was 62 to 82. Is that what I said in the card? 63 to 82. 63 to 82. All right. I spent last night and this morning adding to my position, buying higher on the positive news. I think I'm in a 10% position now. I hope I am. I have to look at it again. I had to take some money from other places. I sold some gold. It was like the most stable thing in my portfolio last night. And even this morning, I sold some AMLX for a loss. I still have a big position on AMLX, but I worry a little bit about AMLX today because AMLX, even though they have like $5 in cash, this is a GLP-1. And GLP-1s are all down this morning. Check it out. Let me go to GLP-1 list. GLP-1s, look at the pre-market moves on. Novo Nordisk down 2%, Lilly down 2%.
We'll get started in a few minutes.
That $5 cash,
you're
like, all right, well,
MEU
how are we going to
morning
compete with the VKTX?
Before we get started,
how's anyone going to compete with VKTX?
MU, right? This is my
favorite.
favorite.
So
I
worry a little bit about that. So that's where
this MU, you can see here, touching that oversold on the daily 30. When was the last time it touched it?
Almost never. I mean, okay, here it touched it down here. All right. In December 2022. It touched it down here in September 2022. Both of those look created double bottom. It touched it again here. So basically, this is the most oversold the stock ever gets. It's really an RSI 30. So I know we have the 200 DMA here, but we also have some other support levels. We have what is that? 105.63, 106.60 in pre-market. This might be it. What's the gap here? Let's check this gap. 106.86. Okay, not the bottom of the gap, the top of the gap. So 106.86, 105.63. I have to tell you, I think based on the fundamentals of what I think is going to happen, I know the chart does not look beautiful. All right, I get it. That people will say, oh, let's hold the gap, let's go the 200 DMA. But I gotta say, I think things are just oversold too much with this low RSI. I know we have a cross up there. If you have a longer-term outlook, like several months to a couple quarters, I think you buy MU open right here. All right, I'm going to write this for myself. I already have MU, but I might add a little bit of option exposure if I get a chance.
It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down, but even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the four pillars of fundamentals, catalysts, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets.
All right. I understand there's an echo. I don't know what's going on here. Let's get started. Hopefully this is not echoing. Can someone just let me know? Let's get the screen up here. Where is the Webull screen? There we go. I'm still echoing. So what is going on? Let me just close like all the tabs. I must be sorry, guys. Let's get this straightened out real quickly here, and then we'll get our show started. Oh, it must be maybe these open YouTube links. All right. Am I still echoing? Let's see. Echo gone. All right. I had too many things open. All right. Let's go to. All right. Let's get started. Gonna queue up some music and then I'll bring on a couple guests. Hey, get in the background there. Get your video and audio ready, and we'll bring you right up. All right. Welcome everyone. Rhett, you there? Godfather, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
I am here.
Awesome. What a crazy day for story trading. I mean, we had to come on the air to talk about it and maybe do a little bit of live trading, go over some of these charts. I mean, it seems a day does not go by without us having at least one huge hit. And that includes when the market has been pulling back. And we nailed Air, we nailed HE, Hawaiian Electric, NVAX, Lockheed Martin on Tuesday, Zim on Monday, Enphase yesterday, now VKTX today. It's just been an incredible run. And, you know, the way we do it, for those of you who are not familiar, it's story trading. In fact, let me just show you an example of this. Let's head on over to our Discord, and you'll be able to see this. Okay, so we have something called 4-pillar picks. And let me just show you, for example, let's get the most recent one, just so you can see the format of this, VKTX. So what we do is we look at a catalyst and we say, what's that impact? What's the catalyst impact going to be? The impact of the catalyst on sentiment, the impact of the catalyst on fundamentals, and then we triangulate, we look at technicals, and we come up with a trade thesis. And nobody does it quite like us. And you can see the results of that. Now, before I dig into the details of this VKTX, and man, did we ever nail it almost to the tick. Let me let the Godfather chime in for a bit. What's your thoughts here on how we're doing as a community?
Yeah, it's been a choppy tape, especially the last couple of days, and I'm pretty happy with the guidance that we've given our subs coming into this period. We were very much hands-off going into the large cap reporting season. There's just been, too much in terms of valuation stretch. It was confirmed with the Tesla and the Google numbers. I know we've seen some, nice responses out of the ServiceNows and so on, but, frankly, there's just too much risk for tape bombs, and you just don't know how the market's going to respond. It's really, really important to consider positioning, and the breadth in this market has been at extremes in these names. And
that being said, the Godfather, we have been incredible in identifying. I think the market's stable enough. I always say this is a rotation. It's not a liquidation. It's a rotation. We're talking about the rotation to IWM, and that provides enough market stability for individual companies to react logically to the individual catalysts for those companies. And that's how we're nailing all of these picks, pick after pick after pick. This morning, we had 4 ideas for you. It was VKTX, MU reversal off the lows, RTX, which is up 10%, and EVLV. So actually, you can see those here. Let me just go to, where's my Webull again? Okay, here we go. These are the top picks. VKTX. Last night, we gave this to you at 56.57 after the news. We were like, buy, 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 buy. We gave you this morning in the updated trade card. So we were in this before the news came out. In the updated trade card, we gave you a support level of 57. And we said, and let me go back to this trade card here in the Discord, very important, do not use stop losses on this trade. Any move towards or below 57 should be bought. I mean, look at this. Incredible. Look at the 57. If you had a stop loss below 57, you get stopped out. So we're basically, combining your skills as, fundamental analyst, market sentiment analyst with 20, 30, 50 years of experience between the two of us, the Godfather, right? And, we're able to say that this gap is not going to fill. I look at technical lines as a reflection of fundamentals in a way. So if you have game-changing inflection news, that should be represented in that news was important enough. In this case, the drug going straight to phase 3, important enough to break above this resistance level, and then that becomes support. So very, very powerful how we do this over here at Story Trading. Rhett, let me turn it over to you for your thoughts.
Thanks, Ben. Oh yeah, it's been amazing building this community and with you guys, and just like your guidance with, everything. Week after week, we've been just providing a lot of value to the community, especially in like times of uncertainty right now with the market and the way it's going. When we've had red days, the community's been up. So, it's been amazing.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about VKTX. I want to dig into this because that's the stock of the day. It's up 30%. Everyone wants to know what's happening, where it's going. So last night, we gave you a support of 57, initial target of 63, and then a secondary target of 82. Now, these are swing swing time frames. And you can see here where I got that number, that 62, 63. It's actually on the weekly chart, the weekly 20 DMA, all right, at 60. Oh, well, it's 63.91 now. It was like 62 last night, so it got updated here on Webull. But anyway, that was our initial target. And you can see the RSI is still not overbought. So, okay, RSI is still not overbought. So the next target here, I think, is these candles. You see this around 80? We got 1, 2, 3 candles in a row where it got resisted right at 80. And I really don't see any significant resistance between where we are now at 65 and 80. All right. So I got some incoming calls in. I can't take right now. So let me just close this app.
I think it's important to note that the setup going into this quarter really makes a difference here. I mean, here you got a company that's got 15 million shares short, previously run to 90. It'd been basing for the last 2 months at 50. So it really, in this market more than any that I've seen in a long time, it's how you set up going into the quarters. And if you've come off 20%, which you've seen a lot of these names do, or some of them even more, or if you're sitting at relatively low valuations, as most of the small caps are, these are the kinds of backgrounds that can make you comfortable to play into earnings. My point previously was, look, there's very few of those scenarios that exist in the large cap tech names. You can see, just looking at research from Goldman Sachs and others, that you're going to get relative outperformance in earnings from the 493 relative to the Mag 7 that we've seen in 2023 and 2024. So the year-over-year comps are high, the valuations are high. I just don't think the risk reward is there to play those names. But the background is completely different with the small caps, because look, this rate cut is real. It's going to happen. I'm not in the July camp, but I expect it'll happen in September. I don't think we're going to get anything that changes that in the PCE number tomorrow. So with that background, here we've got the IWM outperforming the Qs again today, despite the bounce back. So and you can see it. You can see it in the large cap, the large heavily shorted names. This is where I look. I keep a screen of 20% plus short names, just as a bellwether for what the retail guys are doing. And is retail healthy? Is retail active in the market? And if those names are buoyant, that's a good backdrop. The IWM provides a good backdrop. So if you've got good bottom-up small cap picks that are going into a catalyst that represent earnings, and you have reason to believe the earnings are going to be good, these are highly confident setups.
Let me just pause you there right now. I'll come back to that. I just want to go over the picks of the morning, give some people some updates. Let's look at the charts. So Perfect. That was VKTX. Our second pick of the day was MU, right at the open with call options. So this is crazy how we chose this one. So I was looking at all the AI stocks yesterday, obviously, like everyone else does, because we're getting smoked, right? So in looking at, and I went over this on the show this morning, in looking at a lot of these charts, I noticed that a lot of them were at record low RSI levels. Now, NVIDIA was not yet, okay? But a couple of them were. Dell, you can see Dell here. Basically, it's been years since you've seen an RSI down here. And then I noticed MU, my favorite one, also been years since we've been at this oversold level. So I had a thesis this morning that, we were close enough to MU. I said, where's support on MU? If we're so oversold, we can get a nice bounce back today. And we looked at the candles, and you see this gap over here. It was the bottom of this candle right here at 105.63. So at 105.63 in the pre-market this morning, we said, man, I am really bullish about this 105.63 as the low in MU. So I took call options. We advised our community in the morning, let's hit that. And it's worked out really well. We got some nice gains to show you in our Discord. And the other thing we're looking at to kind of confirm this, and I actually bought more over here when it broke out above like 108, is NVIDIA. So in our chat room live, we're looking at NVIDIA, and I noticed a very, very strong support at 106.50. We're calling this out live in the chat room. It went to 106.30. I can't believe how many times I kept pounding on the table, and I was looking for a red to green reversal. I said, if 106.50 holds, let's get a red to green reversal on NVIDIA today. Now, in retrospect, maybe I should have played NVIDIA, but I was basically rooting for MU. I said, if we get a red to green reversal on NVIDIA off of 106.50, then our MU can really explode. So this was our number 2 pick of the day, and that's also really worked out well. You see MU still down for the day, but it's up significantly, especially if you did options right off of the open, and you can see that 106.50 level right here. It's this candle right here. It's this gap right here was the 106.50 that we called out. So that was our second pick of the day, MU, now 2 for 2. Now we had 2 more picks, all right? RTX, this is crazy. All right, RTX was on our radar for 2 reasons. First, it came on our radar after Trump gave his speech last Thursday at the Republican National Convention, where he talked about the Iron Dome. He said he wants to build the Iron Dome, the one Israel has. We want to build it here in America with U.S. companies. And then that got me thinking, and I did a little research to confirm. I had a suspicion it was RTX. I checked, and it was RTX. In conjunction, I think, with 1 or 2 other Israeli companies, built the Iron Dome in Israel. So who's going to build the Iron Dome in the U.S. if Trump wins? RTX, all right? So RTX has been all over my radar on my watch list since last Thursday night, Friday morning. And then what happened? Then LMT, Lockheed Martin came and blew it out of the water with earnings, all right? We covered this live on our show a couple mornings ago. I think it was Tuesday morning. Look at these 3 open green candles. We chose it as a top pick because of the big, huge beat that they had and guidance also. Now, I failed to act on this. It exploded. Our members, if they acted on it, great. You could have made a ton of money. I failed to act on it, and I said, you know what? Let me grab some RTX as a sympathy play on LMT earnings, plus you got the Trump sentiment, plus you have earnings coming up, all right? So it wasn't a big bet. It was like 5 contracts for $1,000 that I personally got in RTX, and then earnings came this morning, and boom, up 10%. Those call options are up 400%. I took profits on left 1,000 investment there is now 4,000 if you kept it the whole time. So that was 3 for 3 out of. Before we go, 4th one, Rhett, the Godfather. Did he play any of these? VKTX, MU, or RTX?
I took a bit of the LMT, and because that performed so nicely, I took a little piece of the RTX. You never take as much as you'd like of the winners, but
I know, right?
Those are massive moves. These are very big market cap companies, and
massive moves, and we're all over it. Oh my gosh! All right, go on.
I think it's indicative of what's going on in this market because people are starting to look, beyond the Mag 7, and to see 10% moves in Lockheed Martin in a day, and 10% moves in Raytheon.
Absolutely, and that was another reason this market rotation out of big cap tech into other sectors. That was another reason I was willing to hold on to those calls overnight in RTX. 4th pick of the day. Now we're 4 for 4. EVLV. Now this one's been choppy. It's an official pick idea. Again, let's quickly show you how this works on our Discord. Head on over to our 4-pillar pick ideas, and you can type in EVLV idea. Oops. I have VKTX EVLV. So EVLV idea, and it's right here. Where is it? EVLV. Come on. I'm clicking on it. Oh, there it is. All right. EVLV right here. You see it highlighted again. Every pick we have catalyst, sentiment, fundamentals, and technicals. This has been up here for a few days. Where's the date on this? July 16th. It's been up here 9 days. We entered at 327 with a 420 target. There's also a catalyst of them deploying New York City subway solution. So EVLV, we made because that's happening. That catalyst is happening this week. So we kept that in our top picks today. We gave you 4 picks this morning. All 4 of them are higher now than they were at the open. All 4 of them: VKTX, MU, RTX, EVLV. So working out really well. Let me move on.
Just type in on the EVLV. If you're in this name, you should note that they are scheduled to report on the 8th of August. So put that on your calendar. Nice. They missed, and the stock went down 40% on the most recent quarter. It's recovered almost all of those gains They've changed their revenue model, the revenue recognition model. It's now a recurring revenue model, which typically gets much higher margins. So we should start to really see that in the upcoming quarter. So by all accounts, holding into or close to earnings, depending on where it goes to ahead, might be a good strategy.
Awesome. I'm going to come to one of your stocks in just a second. Ooh, look at GoodRx. GoodRx we just initiated. Ooh, VTSI we just doubled down on. All right, well, I'm going to come to Red Cat, one of your stocks, in just a second. But first, I also want to point out NVAX, which we've been all over NVAX. This is one of the huge gainers we had. We called this like literally from the bottom. We got some huge gains over 2 or 3 days, and we kept the trade idea open. Our support level, we used the 20 DMA, not the 50 on this one. So even when we pulled back, we stayed in this trade. And this one's exploding here to new highs. Again, just like the other ones, you can go into our Discord. And every time I do this, like, why do I get a blue screen? Go into our Discord and you can type in NVAX idea, NVAX idea, and you'll see the 4-pillar prediction system we use for that right here. Catalyst, sentiment, fundamentals, and technicals. You can see that off to the right over there. And that helps us have conviction. It also helps us time this stuff. That's a beautiful thing. The beautiful thing about story trading is we believe in market efficiency. A lot of people don't, especially purely fundamental investors don't. So they don't care about timing. They'll sit in a stock for years sometimes, never understanding why their stock is fundamentally undervalued. We say, no, the markets are efficient. There's a reason why your stock is priced where it's at. So when you have a delta of information, you have a delta in price, and that's why Catalyst is the trigger for all of our trade ideas, so we can get rapid moves without sitting in a stock forever. All right, that's you'll notice when you're part of our community that most of our picks, we'll be wrong sometimes, obviously, 20% of the time, whatever it is, but either we get a huge move immediately, like crazy move, or we don't, or we're wrong about it, right? We're never just sitting in a stock forever because we're very catalyst based for the trigger for that idea. So NVAX working out really great. Let's move to Red Cat because I'm in this on your advice here, The Godfather. Let me just pause there for 1 second before you chime in and say, if you want to join our Discord, if you're coming through The Godfather, you follow him on Twitter or X, head on over to storytrading.com/TheGodfather, or you can go right to his profile. He has a nice special going on there, and you can join our community through his link. And if you want to join through /Discord, hang on till the end of the show, and we'll tell you about a special price that can get you in really, really cheaply for the first month. Okay, so let's move on to RCAT. I got a nice fat position in RCAT, and this thing has been bucking the market trend. Even when IWM and everything was correcting the last couple of days, RCAT was still going up. What's your near-term forecast on this one?
Yeah, so look, I've been trying to get hold of investor relations to confirm the report date. They reported their Q4 in year-end on the 27th of last year. So we know it's imminent. I haven't got a confirmation of that, but look, this could come tomorrow. Most likely it would come Monday. Mostly these guys don't report on Fridays. But the story here is pretty simple. The core business is growing with a CAGR of 65%. They've got a run rate of around 30 million. This is one of the fastest growing product markets globally. And you're talking about small drones for use in civil engineering, mapping, border, local state police, immigration, all the rest of that. That business supports a valuation of $3 plus. The stock is at a 52-week high today, ticked, I think, 245. But the real story here is this fall. Starting in September, there are several big military contracts, and you have to pre-qualify to even bid on these contracts and be considered. There was a process with 37 different companies, whittled down to 2, of which RCAT is one, and the other company along with them was a previous winner of the first stage of one of these government contracts.
This is the weekly chart that I have up, by the way. There's a weekly chart, so there's re-looking.
Yeah, so and these guys didn't perform that well. So the smart money has really been digging into this and realizing that the configuration of the new equipment that's coming out of RCAT aligns perfectly with the stipulations from the government. there seems to be very high probability that they will win at least a portion of this. There's no reason for them to go to a single vendor. So look, this could dwarf the size of the company. I mean, this will come with an upfront payment, which will fund.
Hold on. Let me just get some context. So first of all, weekly candles, I see the next resistance at 265 for those of you looking at the technicals right now. Now, you're speculating about something they might win. What's your game plan into earnings? Are you taking any off the table on this move? Are you just holding it, expecting or hoping that they're going to win this contract? What's your game plan?
No. This is an asymmetrical risk reward, in my opinion. We're still below fundamental value. I think this thing revalues to $3 plus, even if they don't win the military contract. But I think that's
beautiful.
For the reasons I was just about to stipulate, they have a very, very good shot at it. And this is something where the upfront payment just to fund the production of these drones for the government could dwarf the existing market cap of the company. So you're talking about something that could go to double digits now.
And when would we find out if they get those?
Third week of September, I believe.
Okay, so that's nothing like that. We're not going to see like a huge re-rating after earnings.
No, but I would expect some questions certainly about the process, and it's the tone of how management's going to speak. Optimistically, I would hope and presume about that. And so, look at 240, there is nothing baked into the stock for that. That's all free upside. So
that's beautiful. You're getting me excited. I might have to buy more.
It's rare that you find a situation like this. And the other important development that happened.
I got about half of my position, by the way, inspired by you. I got common shares, but the other half is in $2 October calls, I believe.
Yeah, I'm in those as well. $1 calls, and I actually bought some $3 calls today.
Oh wow!
So the other thing that's important is that they monetized their position in UMAC, which is Universal Machines that they sold their consumer division to, so they could focus, strictly on industrial and military applications, which I was very happy to see as a shareholder. So that adds to the existing cash pile. So they've got enough. There's no reason for them to dilute here. And I think in the face of potential huge contract wins from the U.S. military, which, as I said, will come with upfront payments for both development and production, I see very little reason for upcoming dilution. And, I don't get it, but for some reason, 5% of the stock is still short. So awesome. There's a nice free trail in as well.
Let's move on. Look at another one. It was one of our top picks yesterday. I actually didn't play this, unfortunately. Look at this. This hit our target yesterday, our secondary target of 119. And we said this could keep going on a multi-day move. I'm not participating, unfortunately. I have a little bit of solar exposure in CSIQ. How's that one doing today? Okay, it's up 5%. But Enphase, I think you jumped on that one yesterday, did you?
I did, thanks to you. I managed to, I think, top ticket in the morning. So it was a short-term trade for me. I'd like to see this thing sort of pull back to where it was basing. If you look at the analyst commentary on the quarter, it was, good, not great, but good enough to suggest that the worst of their markets is behind them. So, it's those sentiment changes that lead to multiple expansions. You're not going to see an immediate, uptick in the earnings, but multiple expansion could more than make up for it.
And this was our level if you're looking at, which I'm not sure, man. I tend to get you're good. You balance me out a little bit because I get very excited on breakouts. Every time there's a breakout, I'm like, that's it. That resistance we broke, that's new support. Like I automatically always think that, and that's not always the case. The breakout here, which was the resistance that I gave you yesterday, was 119.71. So you top tick that there, but it broke 119.71 today. Now I don't really focus on solar, so I don't really trade solar stocks. But if I were, I'd be like, oh my gosh, no no, the Godfather, you're wrong. This is not going below 119.71. We broke resistance. That's new support. Doesn't always work out that way. It's good to have a voice of reason like yourself to sometimes wait for those.
It's still a show me story, and in a Trump regime, solar is not going to be your first place to go. I've got an alert set on this thing. If we dip back to the 105 level, which is sort of where we were before this report came out, I think there's possibility of that just on sentiment, and then it becomes much more favorable risk reward for me.
All right, cool. One that didn't work out yet that I got hurt on because I had too many call options. We've had a lot of great calls. Personally, I got hurt the last 2 weeks on 3 stocks in particular. It's been CORZ, and some of it's my fault in terms of risk management, maybe a little too much call exposure. The other was Intel, which I was up on. Man, Trump was supposed to talk about onshoring semiconductor production at last Thursday night. He didn't. So man, that didn't work out. And then Snap's not working out for me. Those are like the 3 that haven't worked out in the last few weeks. But in any case, I'm just highlighting that say not everything is going to work 100%. Obviously, no one can have 100% accuracy. But core is now below the 20 DMA. What's your thought on this? Are you still trying to do any calls on this, or just common shares? Because the calls have been proven tricky, at least for me.
Well, short-term calls are always tricky, right?
Yeah.
So look, I like this thing for 2 reasons. It's a play on high-performance compute. They are the leader in that group, and it's a play on Bitcoin mining, and they're profitable in both. I am very bullish short-term here on Bitcoin. We've got the Nashville Bitcoin conference, which starts today.
Runs Saturday.
Runs through Saturday, the 27th. Trump will be the keynote speaker. I think it's 2:00 Central Time on the 27th.
By the way, Rhett, feel free to interrupt us anytime you want to say something. Jump in, but go ahead, Godfather.
Yeah, he's scheduled to speak for 30 minutes. There's rumblings. I think it was sort of perpetuated by the fact that Elon Musk had laser eyes back on his profile for a short period in the last couple of days. That either he's going to attend or make an appearance by a video. I don't know if it's going to be on stage with Trump or otherwise, but there's also some, rumblings. Look, he wants to embrace the crypto community as part of his voter base. And there's some talk about. I
saw something. Is Kamala Harris also speaking there?
Yeah, she's going to be speaking not at this Bitcoin conference, but at another one. So you've got both candidates carrying the football for Bitcoin, which I think is obviously favorable. There's some talk that Trump is going to talk about pressuring the Treasury, or to make this a Treasury asset. I've heard rumblings of up to buy a million Bitcoin. I don't know if that's going to happen, obviously, but all of this is potentially favorable tailwinds. So I think cores is the way to go, and it's the way that I've been playing as a proxy. I do have a little bit of VITX, which is the 2x futures. I'm playing the short term for strength going into the weekend in this conference. But cores is my long-term pick because you get the stability of long-term cash flows coming out of high-performance compute, and there's still ample megawatts to be allocated to new contracts there. So it's just a more stable way to play, an otherwise volatile business that is Bitcoin mining.
Awesome. Godfather, I know you got to run. Before you do, I just want to let people, you want to upgrade. If you follow Godfather, you can upgrade to join the Discord at storytrading.com/TheGodFather. Also at storytrading.com/Discord if you want to join through us. There's a special now. Rhett, how many items are left? How many spots are left at that special price we have for the Godfather and for our Discord?
I believe there's 7 in total left now, and for the Godfather, he has 2 codes left. So it's going to be savings is the first one, and the other one's going to be good vibes, and it's all capital. So
these are just limited quantity specials. And what price can they get for the first month?
So for the first month, it's going to be $14.99.
$14.99. Okay, that works over at the Godfather Discord.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah,
great.
you can do the link through my link tree in the bio and on X, and I mean $15. It's essentially free. We're gonna make that back in multiples for you on a single trade for sure.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Right, we're gonna keep going here for a few minutes. We'll talk to you later, Godfather. Thanks for
have a good one.
All right, and then We also have, if you want to join through our community, if you follow Story Trading on Twitter, if you follow me, just head on over to storytrading.com/Discord. No, is there a special link? Is there a special link for this one for them to get a good renewal price, Rhett?
Yeah, it's going to be right now. It's going to be on the X account. So if you just go on our X account and look at one of our latest tweets, you'll see the link right there.
Okay, so to get the special price, it's $14.99, is it? And then followed by just $59 a month, something like that?
Correct, something like that.
That's a great deal, guys. We're priced at $150 a month, so you can get it in just $14.99 and then $59. By the way, we are going to be launching, first to hear this breaking news right here, we're going to be launching a weekly trade show with Benzinga on the Benzinga TV every Wednesday, I believe, at 11 a.m. So this is kind of the first episode of that, dry run of that here at Story Trading. And real excited to bring that show once a week to you, but also very excited to see you in our community. We're getting many new people joining us each and every single day, and things are really exploding. By the way, there's opportunities to become a contributor so you can get comped membership. Those who step it up and really contribute to our community, we're going to notice that. We're going to contact you, and we're going to offer you comp membership to keep that collaboration going. So this is a perfect time to get involved in the early stages of our community. Let me go over one more stock, and then if you have a Q&A, you can put it in the comments on, actually, let me just check my Twitter for a second. Okay, so yeah, what you can do if you're on YouTube, you can just put it in the comments. If you are watching this through X, you could just put it like in the comments underneath in the thread. I'll try to look at that as well. But first, let me talk about VTSI, because this chart is really shaping up. This is one of my largest positions. It's a micro cap. Money's been flowing to small caps. You guys know that. And this chart is just glorious. First of all, the fundamentals so cheap on this thing. All right, you're talking about a trailing PE of 14, forward PE forecast of 13. They had a pretty good earnings report up here. I mean, this thing dove from 15, 16, all the way to like 8 for like really no good reason, to be honest with you. It was a good earnings report. They just had like a very slight miss, but good guidance. So earnings are coming up in a couple of weeks, and I just love the look of this. You're forming a cup, breaking the 50, relatively low RSI, and I have a vision that we're going to break the 200 DMA and run, but you're going to need a good earnings report for that. But I'm anticipating it'll happen. It will happen. Now, obviously, we could be wrong, but we've had a tremendous track record to date. Rhett, what's on your mind?
Just a great call out this morning in the community too. I mean, when that reversal came after that nice sell off this morning with the SPY, the Qs, and all that. I mean, you and the Godfather saved me on preserving my profits. So thank you guys for that. You guys almost
timed crazy call.
Yeah, that was amazing.
106.50. We're like 106.50, 106.50. Let's see a red to green reversal today. Red to green, and that's exactly what happened. I'm glad you benefited from that. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, I hope the rest of the community benefited from that as well, because I mean that saved me almost 40% right there.
Wow, beautiful. All right, so another incredible day at Story Trading. 4 for 4, really incredible picks over here, and there goes VKTX. You can't stop this guy. Every dip is being bought, so this is pretty exciting. So let's see everyone over at storytrading.com/Discord. There you see the link down there. If you want a special price, you can get spots left. You head on over to our X profile, go through the most recent tweets. Let me actually just see if maybe that's pinned to the top at this point. Let's see. Hey, it's pinned to the top. It's pinned. Wait, that code success, does that give you $19.99 or $14.99?
That's $19.99. I think all of those have pretty much been exercised besides one or two. So I mean, if they'd hop on that one fast too, because the other one may fill up.
Okay, so $14.99. You can maybe try that if you scroll down, but it looks like that may be sold out. So $19.99, a few spots left. It's our pinned tweet over at Story Trading. You can hop on in. We'd love to see you. I mean, we're just killing it, guys. All right, and with that, Rhett, I am going to wait. We have a comment. Good vibe. Oh, is that you?
Yeah, that's just
Good
the
vibes.
promo code I'm putting in there if people
Oh,
missed it.
promo code Good Vibes. Awesome.
For $14.99. And then also the Godfather sent us something. The upcoming earnings he's watching. You want to go over that or?
I think we're good for today. We're going to be doing this show again for our VIP members in Discord. 9 a.m. tomorrow. We do the show every single morning at 9 a.m. In fact, let me just show you here. In the Discord, we have our event links. Here we go. These are all the shows. Look at it. Each and every single day. We don't miss a day. We also do a small cap panel every week. I think that's about it. I'm going to leave you guys with a explainer video about how we do it at Story Trading and what makes our community so unique. So looking forward to further collaboration. And yes, our weekly show with Benzinga starting next week. Take care, guys.
It's not easy to understand why stocks go up and down. But even in volatile markets, there's always a discoverable and logical reason behind price action. Story Trading is a social investing community of investors who share information to uncover the hidden stories behind the trade through the 4 pillars of fundamentals, catalyst, sentiment, and technicals. All price action can be understood through the lens of these pillars, allowing for a holistic view that empowers better decision-making. Only by understanding markets can you beat them. Join our community today and start making sense of markets.